Hello, Portsmouth High School students. This is Tom Spear from 10th Gate Yoga. I'm here to begin a series of classes that we're offering through the Zoom and YouTube channels to give you some stress management and some techniques to deal with the stress and anxiety that not only this time of distance learning is providing, but also with where you may be in the school year. Some of you are seniors, and many of you have found this a very stressful year. This program is provided by a grant from the Portsmouth Prevention Coalition and with the cooperation of the administration of the school department and many other people behind the scenes that are helping to make this possible. What I'm going to do is share with you once a week a video that you can watch, you can upload and watch as many times as you'd like, and each Monday we'll have a new one coming to you. So that will take place for a number of weeks, and will hopefully give you some tools that you can use at any point in time during the day, in the evening, when things just seem to be getting a little out of norm, out of being comfortable, feeling good. I want to start with a little bit of an explanation, because many of you have probably not had any exposure to any of the stress management and self-regulation practices that we've been offering. It's another area that's obviously not part of your regular curriculum. So I want to spend a few minutes and just describe a very important difference. And that's the difference between stress and anxiety. They're both in our world and they're both pretty prevalent, but they are different. So let's first just talk about stress. Stress is an event. Typically, it's something that occurs, that you experience. It can be a physical situation, and increasingly, it's a lot less physical and more mental. For example, you get a text that you weren't expecting. That can be stressful, especially if there's not a very nice message attached to it. Stress is also very much, if you trip and you're about to fall, that feeling of, oh my goodness, and how quickly your body responds to that falling, that tripping, with a response. It can be, you're driving and all of a sudden, ooh, a squirrel runs out in front of the car and you almost hit it. There's many situations that you experience where an occurrence happens, you experience it, and then it's gone. It's behind you. It's in the past. In the moment of the stress, yes, you feel things, and the heart rate goes up, and your blood pressure goes up, and things like that. Your mind starts to race. And in cases where you have to move, then obviously your body systems start to jump into action very quickly. But that's momentary situations. Normally, we get over that stressful situation and we're on to the next things. Anxiety is our perpetuating. Maybe it's that near miss that we had and it was weeks and months ago. We're still thinking about it. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. The continuous absorption of that idea, that experience that's way in the past, is called anxiety. And the ability that we are developing to hold on to that event that happened a long period ago and hold on to it for a whole day or weeks is anxiety. And anxiety is very difficult because it's in us. It's in your body, it's in your mind, and it really impairs situations. So what we'd like to be able to do is acquire tools to help us get out of those ruminating extended periods of thought. Because in most cases, that ruminating is about something that's way in the past. It's not happening now. It's not really even impacting now, other than your stuck around that thought. So our ability to manage anxiety is actually a lot more important than our ability to manage stress. There are many things that we can do to manage stress, but there are less things that we can do to manage anxiety. And I want to share with you some practices that will help us to break some of those blocks of rumination that many people experience. And particularly in this time when we are doing very different things. We're distance learning. We're not able to be with our friends all the time. We're not able to be in groups at all. Many, many things have changed in the last month or so. It's created a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. So we're here to help with tools. The program is called Tools for Today and Tomorrow, that you can come back to again and again and use them to change how you're feeling and the state that's inside of your mind. The first practice that I'd like to share with you is just simply amazing in that it works with everybody, doesn't matter what age you are, and it works every single time. It's incredible. And it is a fabulous tool for just changing things from a state of anxiety or stress or high tension to something less than that, calmer and clearer and more focused. And with all that you're dealing with as students in this age, with all the technology, all of the things that are now in your daily life, having the ability to even focus on tasks like homework or papers or requirements, or graduation things, becomes more and more challenging. And this breath is absolutely beautiful for giving you clarity and focus, but it also changes the mind state. It's called the box breath, and it's called the box breath because it's in 4 stages. And it's very easy to visualize the 4 stages as a square box shape. And visualization is obviously a very nice complement to some of the work that we do. It just helps keep you in the experience. So this box breath was developed actually for the Navy SEALs because they do the most crazy stuff. And they are asked to go into the craziest situations as a job requirement. And that's their job description. So for them, they never know what they're going into sometimes. And they certainly know that it's going to be outrageously crazy, dangerous, whatever. So the leadership within the Navy said, well, what can we do to help our men, our women, our people handle these crazy situations we ask them to go into successfully, with better results, with better everything? They came up with the box breath. So how it works, there's 4 stages, there's 4 different breath elements, and each of them are in a count of 4. So that part is pretty straightforward. The first stage, you're going to inhale through your nose to a count of 4. So that's a longer breath in. So it's 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. That's the duration of your inhale through the nose. So that's a big breath in. Second stage, we hold the breath in, and that's suspended inhale for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get to the third stage, which is exhaling the breath out. And again, that's in a 4 count, so it's a slow, steady exhale of all the breath out. And then the final stage is holding the breath out in the exhale for 4 counts. So it's 4 counts in on the inhale, 4 counts holding, suspending the inhale, 4 counts holding the breath in an exhale out, exhaling out in 4 counts, and then the 4th stage, holding the breath out in 4 counts. So let's try this. You can visualize this square box, and that kind of helps keep you in the rhythm, keeping the pattern equal, 4, 4, 4, 4, and just keeps your mind focused, which is part of what we're trying to achieve. So we'll do this for a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, and then we'll do a little bit longer version of that, because when you do it a little bit longer, more things become noticeable and more changes start to occur. So wherever that you're at, hopefully you're sitting down. If you're not, sit down. Find a comfortable seat. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the ground, whatever is good. Have a straight spine. This is actually really, really important. A lot of people slouch. And when you curl over like that, you're actually compressing on your body, particularly the lungs, the heart, all of the digestive tract gets pressure on it. It's not really a great thing. So straight spine, that keeps everything the way it should be, open, accessible. And if you can, close your eyes, because when we close our eyes, we shut off all this stimulation that's around us. Just look at all the stuff we can look at, 100,000 things. So when we close the eyes, we automatically reduce the amount of input that's coming in to the brain, into the mind. So if you can, close your eyes. And again, this is a 4 count inhale, 4 count holding the inhale, 4 count as we exhale the breath out completely, and then 4 counts holding the breath out. All right, so let's start. Begin. So 4 counts in. Hold the breath. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Repeat. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold it out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold it out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold it out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Holding it out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold it out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold it out. And that was 2 minutes. So take a breath in. Big full breath in. If you want to also fill the belly as you expand. This is the next thing we'll talk about after we do a second practice of this box breath. Proper breathing is a very important component in not only how well you can breathe, how well you can nourish your body, but also how you can prevent anxiety in the first place. Improper breathing actually creates anxiety because you're not getting the breath you need. Your body's like, hey, oh, wait a second, we're not getting enough here, hold on. And that ramps up. But first, We're going to go for 4 minutes so that we can get a little bit more of an experience of the box breath and notice perhaps what it is designed to do, which is you're sitting in a helicopter and you're going to jump out of that helicopter and parachute down into somewhere in the middle of the night. That's a stressful situation. And if you do this box breath before you jump, you create a state of clarity, you create a state of focus, and you also calm down the body because we're slowing down the breath. You probably noticed that in 4, 4, 4, 4, that's 16 seconds to take really one breath, which means that in a minute, you're only taking about 4 breaths. That's a lot slower than a normal pace. When the breath slows down, all this mental activity that's flying along at 1,000,000 miles an hour, it also slows down. There's a direct correlation between how this works and how fast the breath is working. So let's get ready for a second sequence of the box breath. 4 count in for the inhale, 4 count holding the breath in the inhale, 4 count exhaling the breath out, and then the last stage holding the breath out for 4 counts. So we're going to go for 4 minutes, so let's begin. Holding the breath. Exhale. Holding the breath out. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Holding the breath out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold the breath out. And close your eyes if you can, and let's continue. Inhaling. Holding. Exhale. Holding the breath out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Now you continue on your own pace. Try to keep the same pace we've been going. Just go for 2 more minutes. Now take a big breath in, holding the breath, feel yourself full of air, and just slowly exhale. Keeping your eyes closed, just try to notice, has anything changed? What are you noticing? Are things quieter? You feel like you've got a little more concentration ability, more clarity? These are what actually occurs when you practice this regularly. And this will start to work for you the first time, and it will work for the second, and every time that you practice it, it will work. It will help you change the state so that you can be more clear, more calm, and have focus. So we have time for just one more introduction of a practice, a breath that is fundamental. Just as the box breath is a fundamental tool in your toolbox to help calm you down and give you some clarity, this next breath is just something you need to learn, and you need to make it work in your body every time that you're breathing. And that's called long, deep breathing. Most people are shallow breathers these days because we aren't getting enough physical exercise. And there's lots of reasons, but basically we don't take a full enough breath. And on top of that, some people have learned how to breathe what's called paradoxically, meaning that when they take a breath in, they're actually pulling their lower abdomen, their belly inward, as opposed to it should be going outward. You should be expanding when you take a breath in. The reason for that is that right here, right at your rib cage line, there's a big muscle. It's called the diaphragm. Without the diaphragm, you couldn't take a breath. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have a diaphragm. When we take a breath in, the lungs start to expand. They start to push down. And the diaphragm pushes downward. And as it pushes downward, it pushes our belly outward so that it can make room for the full expansion that your lungs are designed to take. When we breathe shallowly, we take shallow breaths, we're only really going into a very short distance of the full lung space, which means that a whole chunk of our lungs don't even get breath. And that really creates a lot of problems. So how we adjust and how we learn what we're doing when we breathe is we just put our hands on our belly and we take a breath into the nose and we watch what's going on. What's your pattern? As you breathe in, are you expanding and is the belly coming forward? Or as you breathe in, are you pulling in? Is the stomach going in? Are your hands going inward? Check that out. So let's take a couple of breaths and just see what's going on. Notice which way that your hands are moving. They should be moving forward and outward from the belly. And as you exhale, they should be going back. And what's happening is the diaphragm comes down as it pushes everything out. And then as we exhale, this comes in and the diaphragm comes back up. That's what helps us to do a full breath. When we don't breathe properly, when we breathe paradoxically, we're really sacrificing oxygen and breath in our body. And everything in your body depends on the oxygen we take in. So if you're always restricting and not taking in enough, every part of your body is being depleted. So that's just not good. It's not an excellent way for you as young folks to be coming into the world as you grow up. You should be in peak condition now. The most vital, the most strong, the most everything that you can be, because this is your time. This is the time when you're at your peak. So inhale and make the belly move out. Make the diaphragm come down and expand. And as you exhale, bringing things back to the spine. This is called long, deep breathing, because that's just what we're doing. We're breathing long, we're breathing deeply. That's a very important tool in your toolbox, because when you get nervous, when you get anxious, when you're under stress, we tend to shut things down. We tend to restrict the breath. We sometimes even hold our breath when we're doing something, doing a task, taking a test. So long, deep breathing is how you start to train your body to take bigger breaths, fill the body, bring the oxygen into everything inside of you. All the organs, all the tissue, all the muscles, they all need oxygen to survive, to be strong and healthy. One other tip that you can also utilize to try to really get this down if you're breathing paradoxically is to lie down on your back and take a little cushion or a pillow, something like this. Just put it on your belly as you're lying down, and then breathe and watch and make that pillow, that cushion, whatever it is, make it move up as you're expanding. And on the exhale, make it come back down. That's how you train yourself to breathe long and deep and properly. So that's all we have time for today. This will be available for you for the entire week, so you can come back, like I said, dozens of times, as many times as you'd like during the week, and then the following Monday, a week from today, you'll have another video from me, and that will be for your next week. What we also are asking is that you also complete a survey. I'm going to hold this up to the screen very close so you can scan this with your phone, or you copy the URL down, and that's also another link to take you to the survey. It takes a couple of minutes, it's a few questions. It's just trying to help us gauge how are we doing, what's going on with you with these experiences of stress management and self-regulation. So here is the scan code. And that will take you to the link, as will the link that's just above it in blue. And I will be back next week with another half-hour class for you. So do what you can to absorb these practices. Start to incorporate this box breath. It is a real valuable tool. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Take care now.